Picture this. You're in the middle of a meeting, and a colleague snaps at you unexpectedly. The initial wave of frustration or even anger washes over you, tempting you to fire back immediately. Or perhaps you've planned a long-anticipated day out, only for unexpected delays to throw everything off course, leaving you anxious and irritable. These are familiar scenarios that highlight the split-second decisions we face every day. React impulsively or pause and respond thoughtfully. While reactions are often fueled by raw emotions, responses are shaped by reflection and control. The difference lies in the ability to pause, process, and choose a course of action that aligns with your values and long-term goals. This seemingly small shift from reacting to responding can have a profound impact on your relationships, decision-making, and overall sense of peace. Instead of regret over a heated outburst or wasted energy on stress, you cultivate a sense of clarity and composure. This ability doesn't just happen by chance. It's a skill that can be developed and strengthened, much like building a muscle. And for centuries, the Stoics, ancient philosophers celebrated for their wisdom and practical advice, have been teaching us how to master this art of mindful response. The core philosophy of Stoicism emphasizes one simple yet transformative principle. While you cannot control external events, you have complete power over how you perceive and respond to them. It's not the situations themselves that determine your emotional state, but the stories you tell yourself about them. By adopting this perspective, you can navigate life's inevitable challenges with grace and resilience. This video will guide you through the process of training your mind to respond instead of react, offering practical insights from Stoic teachings and modern psychology to help you build emotional resilience and live with greater intention. Whether you're looking to improve your relationships, reduce stress, or make better decisions under pressure, mastering this skill can transform the way you experience the world. Let's explore how you can begin this journey and embrace the empowering practice of responding with purpose and clarity. At the heart of emotional resilience lies a crucial distinction: the difference between responding and reacting. A response is thoughtful, deliberate, and guided by intentionality. It emerges from a calm and composed mind, capable of evaluating the situation and choosing an action that aligns with long-term goals or core values. A reaction, by contrast, is swift, impulsive, and often driven by unfiltered emotions like anger, frustration, or fear. While reactions may feel satisfying in the heat of the moment, they can frequently lead to regret, conflict, or outcomes that exacerbate stress. This contrast between responding and reacting is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics understood that while we may have little to no control over external circumstances, we hold absolute authority over our internal responses to those circumstances. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, encapsulated this idea in one of his most famous teachings. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This principle underscores the power of perspective and choice, encouraging us to shift our focus inward to develop emotional mastery. When you react impulsively, your emotions take the driver's seat, often steering you toward outcomes that heighten stress or cause unnecessary friction. For example, snapping at someone in a moment of anger might escalate a conflict rather than resolving it. On the other hand, training your mind to respond allows you to pause, reflect, and consider the most constructive way forward. This deliberate practice not only fosters clarity and composure, but also reduces the likelihood of regret. By understanding and embracing the art of responding, you lay the foundation for emotional resilience. It's not about suppressing your feelings or denying your emotions, but about choosing how and when to express them in ways that serve your higher purpose. This shift is not merely theoretical. It is a practical, actionable change that can transform how you navigate life's challenges. Recognizing this distinction is the essential first step toward cultivating a Stoic mindset and empowering yourself to respond to life with intention and grace. Stoic philosophy provides a timeless and practical foundation for building emotional resilience. At its core, Stoicism teaches that our ability to manage emotions begins with the way we perceive and interpret the events around us. Ancient Stoic thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus dedicated their lives to understanding human behavior and offering guidance on how to live with composure, purpose, and clarity. Their wisdom, written centuries ago, remains profoundly relevant in today's fast-paced, unpredictable world. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and one of the most prominent Stoic philosophers, exemplifies the Stoic approach in his personal writings, collectively known as Meditations. In these reflections, he repeatedly emphasizes the importance of focusing only on what is within our control and releasing attachment to what lies beyond it. For example, he advises, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This insight reminds us that the key to emotional resilience lies in mastering our thoughts rather than trying to manipulate external circumstances. Seneca, another influential Stoic, highlights the value of reframing challenges as opportunities for growth. In his letters and essays, he frequently encourages readers to ask themselves, "What would I do differently next time?" This perspective shifts the focus from frustration or despair to constructive learning, transforming setbacks into stepping stones. His approach invites us to see adversity not as an obstacle but as a necessary part of personal development, a perspective that is particularly relevant in a world where uncertainty and change are constants. Epictetus, a former slave-turned-philosopher, places significant emphasis on self-awareness. He urges individuals to critically examine their thoughts and reactions, noting that it is not the events themselves that disturb us, but rather the judgments we attach to them. In his teachings, he repeatedly stresses the importance of pausing to question whether our interpretations are accurate and whether our emotional responses serve our long-term goals. His philosophy offers a powerful reminder that emotional resilience begins with the clarity to separate what is within our control, our thoughts, beliefs, and actions, from what lies beyond it. By integrating these teachings into our lives, we can develop the inner strength to navigate even the most challenging circumstances with composure. The Stoics teach us that life will inevitably present difficulties, but how we respond determines whether these moments break us or help us grow. Their practical tools, rooted in logic and mindfulness, enable us to approach modern stressors with a sense of calm and intentionality. Embracing Stoic principles allows us to turn setbacks into opportunities, building a foundation for resilience that strengthens over time. In a world often dominated by external pressures and emotional turbulence, Stoic wisdom serves as a guiding light, showing us how to cultivate peace and strength from within. Modern psychology and neuroscience have provided compelling evidence that supports the core principles of Stoic philosophy, particularly in areas such as emotional regulation, stress management, and mental resilience. At the heart of this connection lies the concept of neuroplasticity, the brain's remarkable ability to adapt and change its wiring based on consistent practice and experiences. This scientific discovery confirms what the Stoics intuitively understood centuries ago. We are not slaves to our impulses and reactions. With deliberate effort, we can train our minds to replace automatic, emotionally driven reactions with thoughtful, intentional responses. Neuroplasticity explains why habits and behaviors, even deeply ingrained ones, are not permanent. By consistently practicing self-awareness and emotional regulation, we can rewire our brains to favor calm and deliberate responses over impulsive outbursts. This is particularly relevant in moments of stress or conflict, where our initial instinct might be to react defensively or emotionally. Through repetition and conscious effort, our brains can learn to pause, evaluate, and choose a response that aligns with our long-term goals and values. One specific psychological technique that mirrors Stoic practices is cognitive reappraisal, which involves reframing how we perceive and interpret challenging situations. Research shows that cognitive reappraisal can significantly reduce the emotional intensity of negative experiences while enhancing mental clarity and decision-making. For example, instead of viewing a critical comment as a personal attack, cognitive reappraisal encourages us to see it as constructive feedback or an opportunity for growth. This approach aligns closely with Stoic teachings, which emphasize the importance of interpreting events rationally and focusing on what we can control. Mindfulness practices, which have been extensively studied and endorsed by institutions such as Harvard Medical School, also echo the Stoic emphasis on self-awareness and presence of mind. Mindfulness trains individuals to observe their emotions and thoughts without judgment, creating a mental space where they can decide how to respond. This practice not only reduces the risk of being overwhelmed by emotions, but also enhances one's ability to remain composed and thoughtful in challenging situations. By cultivating mindfulness, individuals can develop the same sense of clarity and intentionality that the Stoics advocated. These scientific insights provide a robust framework for understanding how Stoic principles can be applied in daily life. The combination of modern psychology and ancient philosophy offers a powerful toolkit for navigating the complexities of the modern world. When we pair the Stoics' timeless wisdom with evidence-based practices like cognitive reappraisal and mindfulness, we gain a clearer path to emotional resilience and mental strength. This synergy between science and philosophy reminds us that while we may not control the external events in our lives, we have immense power to shape how we experience and respond to them. Cultivating Stoic resilience is a process that requires patience, consistency, and deliberate practice. It involves rewiring your mind to respond thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively, a transformation that unfolds over time. This guide provides a clear roadmap to help you navigate this journey and integrate Stoic principles into your daily life. By building self-awareness, learning to pause, reframing your perspective, and practicing consistently, you can gradually strengthen your emotional resilience and mental clarity. The journey begins with increasing self-awareness. Understanding your emotional triggers is the foundation for responding rather than reacting. These triggers are often automatic and deeply ingrained. But with mindfulness, you can learn to observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment. Practicing mindfulness creates a space between stimulus and response, allowing you to recognize the moments when your emotions begin to take over. Journaling is an excellent companion to this practice. By recording situations where you felt reactive, you can reflect on what triggered your emotions and explore how you might respond differently in the future. Marcus Aurelius, in Meditations, provides powerful journaling inspiration with prompts such as, "What events today were beyond my control? How did I handle them?" This simple exercise encourages introspection and helps you build a clearer understanding of your emotional patterns. Once you've developed greater awareness of your triggers, the next step is learning to pause before you respond. This pause is crucial because it interrupts the cycle of impulsive reactions, giving you time to assess the situation calmly. Breathing techniques like the 478 method, inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, and exhale for 8 seconds, are particularly effective in creating this mental gap. These techniques not only calm your nervous system, but also give your mind a chance to evaluate the situation from a more rational perspective. Pausing before responding transforms what could have been a reactive outburst into an intentional, composed action. Reframing your perspective is another essential component of developing Stoic resilience. The Stoics believed that the way we interpret events is far more important than the events themselves. This means that when faced with a challenge, you have the power to choose how you perceive it. Instead of seeing adversity as a setback, you can view it as an opportunity for growth. Asking yourself questions like, "What's within my control?" or "What lesson can I learn from this?" shifts your mindset from one of frustration to one of empowerment. This reframing not only reduces emotional distress, but also allows you to approach challenges with curiosity and confidence, aligning with the Stoic principle that difficulties are opportunities in disguise. Consistency is the thread that ties all these practices together. Habits shape behavior, and integrating Stoic practices into your daily routine can solidify these lessons over time. Start small. Read a Stoic quote each morning, meditate for 10 minutes, or take a moment to practice gratitude. These seemingly minor actions accumulate into a resilient mindset, capable of weathering life's storms. Over time, the deliberate repetition of these habits will make responding thoughtfully second nature. Tracking your progress is the final step in this transformative process. Growth may be slow, but it is measurable. Tools like habit trackers or journaling apps can help you monitor your improvements and keep you motivated. Reflect on how your responses evolve over time, particularly in high-stress situations. Celebrate your successes, no matter how small, and use setbacks as learning opportunities to refine your practice. Mastering emotional control is not about perfection. It's about steady, consistent progress. By following these steps, you can train your mind to navigate challenges with greater composure and purpose. The path to Stoic resilience is a journey, but each step forward brings you closer to the peace, strength, and clarity that come from mastering your responses. Over time, these practices become second nature, empowering you to face life's uncertainties with confidence and grace. Stoicism is not an abstract philosophy reserved for ancient times. It is a deeply practical framework that can be seamlessly integrated into daily life. Its principles offer a guide for navigating modern challenges with grace and clarity, making it relevant across various personal and professional contexts. By applying Stoic practices, individuals can turn potential conflicts into opportunities for growth and transform moments of emotional turbulence into exercises in self-mastery. Imagine a typical workplace scenario. During a team meeting, a colleague criticizes your work. The immediate temptation might be to react defensively, perhaps countering their critique with a sharp retort or shutting down emotionally. Such impulsive reactions often escalate tensions or leave a trail of regret. A Stoic response, however, takes a different approach. Instead of allowing emotions to take control, you pause, take a breath, and calmly acknowledge their feedback. By choosing to focus on improvement rather than reacting emotionally, you not only diffuse the tension but also demonstrate maturity and composure. This approach can foster mutual respect and turn a potentially divisive moment into a constructive dialogue. Entrepreneurs and leaders, often faced with high-pressure situations, have also embraced Stoic principles to navigate uncertainty and maintain focus. Tim Ferriss, a well-known entrepreneur and author, frequently credits Stoic philosophy for helping him manage stress and stay centered in the face of unpredictable challenges. By concentrating on what he can control, his actions, mindset, and effort, and letting go of what lies beyond his influence, Ferriss exemplifies the practical application of Stoic resilience. This mindset allows individuals in demanding roles to stay calm under pressure, make rational decisions, and adapt to change without becoming overwhelmed. Relationships, too, benefit greatly from Stoic practices. In moments of conflict, it's easy to let emotions like anger or frustration dictate our words and actions, often leading to misunderstandings or prolonged arguments. A Stoic approach, however, encourages thoughtful responses that prioritize understanding and resolution over immediate emotional release. For instance, when a loved one expresses dissatisfaction, instead of reacting defensively or dismissively, a Stoic response involves listening actively, seeking clarity, and responding with empathy. This not only prevents escalation, but also strengthens communication and trust within the relationship. The practicality of Stoicism extends to countless other scenarios, from handling unexpected setbacks, like canceled plans or missed opportunities, to managing long-term challenges, such as career changes or personal growth. By internalizing the Stoic principle of focusing on what is within your control and letting go of the rest, you can navigate life's uncertainties with a sense of empowerment rather than frustration. These real-life examples demonstrate that Stoicism isn't just a philosophy to study. It's a toolkit to live by, offering valuable guidance for transforming the way we approach and respond to life's inevitable challenges. Shifting from reacting impulsively to responding thoughtfully is a significant transformation, and like any meaningful change, it comes with its own set of challenges. One of the most common hurdles is the tendency to slip back into old habits, especially in high-stress situations. When emotions run high, the familiar patterns of reacting, whether through anger, frustration, or withdrawal, can feel almost automatic. These moments can leave you feeling like progress has stalled, or that achieving emotional mastery is out of reach. However, it's important to remember that setbacks are a natural and inevitable part of the process. They're not signs of failure, but opportunities to deepen your practice and learn from the experience. The key to overcoming these setbacks lies in self-compassion. Developing the ability to respond thoughtfully takes time, and progress is rarely linear. Instead of being overly critical of yourself when you falter, acknowledge your efforts and focus on incremental improvements. Each time you pause, reflect, and respond with intention, no matter how small the victory may seem, you are reinforcing new, healthier habits. Celebrate these moments as milestones on the path to resilience, and remind yourself that perfection is neither expected nor required. Another challenge often faced when adopting Stoic principles is the misconception that Stoicism advocates for emotional suppression. It's easy to misinterpret the philosophy's emphasis on rationality as a call to ignore or deny emotions altogether. In truth, Stoicism is not about erasing emotions, but about managing them effectively. The Stoics teach that emotions themselves are not inherently bad. They are natural responses to life's events. What matters is how we choose to act on them. For instance, anger can signal that something feels unjust, but responding with reason rather than rage allows you to address the situation constructively. The balance between emotional expression and logical reasoning is the essence of Stoic practice. Instead of suppressing emotions, Stoicism encourages you to observe them, understand their roots, and decide how to respond in a way that aligns with your values. This approach allows you to honor your feelings while ensuring they do not dictate your actions in unhelpful ways. For example, acknowledging sadness or disappointment in a challenging situation is healthy, but letting those emotions spiral into despair can cloud your judgment and impede progress. The journey to mastering thoughtful responses is not about eliminating challenges, but learning to navigate them with patience and perseverance. By practicing techniques like mindfulness, journaling, and reframing, you can gradually build the skills needed to manage stress and uncertainty with grace. Each challenge you face is a chance to strengthen your resolve and deepen your understanding of yourself. Over time, these practices become second nature, enabling you to meet even the most difficult situations with clarity and composure. Remember, the goal isn't to eliminate emotional struggles, but to transform how you engage with them, turning moments of difficulty into opportunities for growth. One of the most common questions about the practice of responding rather than reacting is whether it requires suppressing emotions. The answer is a resounding no. Responding does not mean denying or bottling up your emotions. Instead, it's about acknowledging them fully and deciding the most constructive way to act on them. Emotions provide valuable information. They signal what matters to you and offer insight into your needs and concerns. However, responding thoughtfully allows you to channel those emotions in ways that align with your values and goals, rather than letting them dictate your actions impulsively. For example, feeling anger in the face of injustice is natural, but reacting in an uncontrolled way may worsen the situation. A Stoic response harnesses that emotion to address the issue effectively and with clarity. Another frequent question is whether Stoic practices can help with anxiety. The answer is yes. Stoic techniques like reframing and mindfulness are highly effective tools for managing anxiety. Reframing, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, encourages you to reinterpret challenging situations by focusing on what is within your control and letting go of what isn't. This shift in perspective can reduce the overwhelming nature of anxiety and foster a sense of empowerment. Mindfulness, another key practice, helps you remain present, observe anxious thoughts without judgment, and create the mental space needed to respond calmly. These practices are supported by modern psychological research, which shows that mindfulness and cognitive reframing can significantly lower anxiety levels and improve emotional regulation. A third common question is about the timeline for developing Stoic resilience. While the journey is unique to each individual, consistent practice can yield noticeable changes within a matter of weeks. The key is regular, intentional effort, whether through journaling, practicing mindfulness, or applying Stoic principles in everyday situations. Small steps, such as pausing before reacting or reflecting on challenges at the end of the day, gradually accumulate into lasting habits. Over time, these practices become second nature, equipping you to face life's uncertainties with greater composure and confidence. Remember, the goal isn't immediate perfection, but steady progress. Each day you dedicate to the practice of responding rather than reacting is a step toward greater emotional resilience and self-mastery. By addressing these common questions, it becomes clear that responding thoughtfully is not about suppressing emotions, erasing anxiety, or achieving instant results. Instead, it's a transformative process rooted in patience, practice, and a commitment to growth. With time, the principles of Stoic resilience can help you navigate life's challenges with greater clarity, purpose, and peace. Training your mind to respond rather than react is not a skill you master overnight. It's a lifelong journey of growth and self-discovery. This process involves consistent practice, patience, and a willingness to reflect on your thoughts and actions. As you incorporate Stoic principles into your daily life, you'll gradually develop resilience, clarity, and the emotional mastery needed to navigate life's complexities with poise and intention. The transformation lies not in eliminating challenges, but in reshaping how you perceive and respond to them. With each mindful choice, you strengthen your ability to act thoughtfully, even in the face of adversity. It's important to remember that the goal of this practice isn't perfection. Life will always present moments where emotions run high and reactions feel instinctive. What matters is progress, the small, deliberate steps you take each day to build a habit of thoughtful responses. These steps might start as simple actions: pausing before your next reaction to take a deep breath, journaling about your emotional triggers at the end of the day, or reflecting on a Stoic maxim that resonates with you. Over time, these practices accumulate, creating a profound shift in the way you engage with the world. With every pause, reflection, and intentional response, you move closer to a life defined by inner peace and mindful composure. The beauty of Stoic resilience is that it empowers you to thrive in any situation. Whether you're managing the pressures of work, navigating personal relationships, or facing unexpected challenges, the principles of Stoicism offer a steady foundation for staying grounded. By focusing on what you can control and releasing the rest, you'll find yourself less overwhelmed by stress and more equipped to handle life's uncertainties. This practice is not about suppressing emotions or avoiding difficulties, but about embracing them with the strength to choose your response deliberately and with wisdom. If you're ready to take the first step on this journey, start today. Begin by downloading our free Stoic journaling template to help you reflect on your thoughts and experiences, or subscribe to our weekly insights for practical guidance on mastering emotional control. Every small action you take toward building Stoic resilience brings you closer to a calmer, more composed version of yourself. Life will always present challenges, but with the tools and mindset of Stoicism, you have the power to respond with clarity, intention, and strength.